Alright, so hopefully this works. So, about a week ago, no, half a week ago, uh, posted on Reddit this here theory of mine about what the skulk is gonna be like. And, I think it's gonna be really cool, this whole skulk concept. Skulk as a word actually means to sneak by quietly. I actually find that very cool. Take your attention to the top of this. You'll see the jaw, the sculpt jaw. Uh, I'll show you the actual video later, but for right now, I want to show you just what my sort of theory is with this thing. So here we have like these two textures in the top left, where it's like inactive and then bite. The bite thing with the hearts, that's just what I'm thinking, the amount of damage it'll do if you were to step on it without any armor or something. But like, I think when you sort of step on it, it's supposed to sort of be a trap. I think another word people used for this is called the skulk trap. But then like, if you look at the warden, you'll notice its ribs. And they're sort of similar to the teeth at the top as well. And so, what I'm thinking is these jaws, they're gonna like capture non-players sort of souls when when non-players sort of step on them and die, and then like it'll still bite, but anyway, it's capturing souls, right? So I think what it's gonna do is like within a certain radius, if like a captured soul trap thingy is and like there's things within that radius, it'll transfer those souls, that soul power to them. And that sort of makes sense for two things. For one, the Skulk Catalyst, the one other block that you see in the Minecraft Live, it has this unused texture where it's got like sort of a vibrating pattern on it. And then there's also the new leaked Skulk Shrieker. And then like you'll notice it'll have like the two spinning souls inside of it. And I think that's going to be cool. And I think that like souls could also be transferred to that. So like there could be an idle and then an active sort of texture for each of them, which I think would be kind of cool. And like what I'm thinking this Shrieker will do is it's going to create sort of a distraction or a noise. So like it could be like the skulk sensor in a sense that the warden will like hear it and then he'll be lured to it to like see why it's making the noise. Or it'll be more of a distraction, like the player themselves can craft it out of other skulk block pieces, and then it can be used to distract the warden while they sort of run by it or something. And I think that'll be like a super cool little tool to help us if we were to face the warden. Another thing I want to show you is the Skulk Catalyst. So I'm going to show you the actual, what's it called? I'm going to show you the actual Minecraft Live video in a moment to see sort of details that continues to support these sort of theories of mine. But like, there we go. So what I'm thinking the Skulk Catalyst is going to do, catalyst means to speed something up, a substance used to speed something up, like a chem reaction, for example. And so what I think what the catalyst is going to do is it's either going to create like one or two like blocks, like it says in the middle underneath the warden, it'll create a sensor maybe. But what I think it'll most likely do is it will help the skulk grow out more. And so that could mean like it could grow more sensors, it could grow jaws, or it could grow like just more skulk blocks in general. And I think that'll be super cool, especially now that we have the new moss block. So let's see. This is gonna be sort of a clip of Minecraft Live from 2020, last fall, and these are just some extra things I want to show you guys. I'm also gonna turn down the volume a bit as well.
Too much today, but we are going to show some of the blocks and maybe later a mob that comes from it. So if we look at the video, we can actually...
Alright, already. You have catalysts. They're sort of spread out. Do you know what other blocks sort of do this? Moss blocks. replace the catalyst with moss and then bone meal it a few times, around its sort of area, you're going to see like more moss is going to appear. And with that moss, you're also going to see moss like sort of carpets. You're also going to see azalea saplings that'll spawn with it as well. Not to mention some of the blocks will be replaced with actual moss blocks. And so if you can look at the catalyst the same way, you can sort of, now that we have the moss block as an example, we can sort of see how this was sort of designed. Another thing I want to show you guys is the sculk jaw right here. This thing tracks my mouse, okay.
See.
So as you can see, there's the jaw, right? Or the trap. We do not know much about what this does quite yet, but you can also see sculk sensors everywhere as well. I think this is just how the catalyst is going to be the means of how it's going to grow. Alright. Okay, real quick. Notice the outline of the sculk sort of vines area. Not you. Notice how this outline is the same as like a carpet or like the glow lichen. So again, carpet, moss carpet, this sort of proves that the catalyst is going to be the way sculk sort of grows. And what we could also see is when the sculk does grow, these areas maybe with like the growths on top of them, or it'll turn into actual blocks and then growths will like appear on the outside areas. I think that's what's going to happen. That's kind of cool. And like the area darkens as the warden goes by. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Okay, let me just back up a bit. Stop. Alright. Again, sculk trap. We've seen this before, and like not too many people mentioned this when the first Minecon, when this Minecon live even came out. I still haven't seen many people talk about this sort of trap thing. Maybe there's one or two, but that's it. That's all I know of. It's weird. Notice its heartbeat is like the souls. Okay, I want to direct your attention over here to the spot where the catalyst sits on top of a deep slate block. Now right here, what I'm theorizing is when you place a moss block down and then you bone meal it, when you break that same block, there's going to be just dirt at the bottom of it. So again, sort of supporting my thing where this catalyst is going to be the cause of the spread of the sculk. Also, you can see the trap a lot better now. At some point, King Bee Dog's here. It's going to stand slightly over. I'll show you guys that in a moment. Just one thing here. This looks similar. I know that the sculk trap has like 3 sort of rows of teeth. These have 4. So just a detail I want to point out here. Right here, 3 ribs. Different from the 4 ribs we saw in the actual gameplay. But like you'll see these captured souls, and what I was saying was if the jaws sort of capture the souls of like player maybe or like non-player characters, it could be that that's how the warden spawns. And that'll be interesting since it's rare to find any other mobs in the Deep Dark area. So if you were to lure one over and it were to fall into one of these traps, if like the non-player character dies in it, it'll like have, maybe there's a texture where like there's souls inside the 3 sort of teeth area, and it'll spawn like a warden, which would be super cool.